What's up, guys? So it's actually 7:10 in the morning right now, and the only reason why I'm up is for school. And I hate waking up early for school, but you know, you just gotta do it. And so I thought about it. So a lot of people wonder, like, you know, about me driving this car every day, and I pretty much drive it to high school every single day. So I thought I'd do a little video on it about what it's like to actually daily drive a Cobra Terminator. Yeah, surprisingly, the stock clutch is really stiff from what I was used to, at least. Some of the stock clutches that I actually felt in some other Cobras, they felt really light for some reason, which was weird. And someone's going really slow. What's like the main thing about daily driving a Cobra? Now, sometimes people ask me, like, why didn't you get a 5.0 over a Cobra? Because ultimately, I know a 5.0 would have been a better daily driver for sure. But in the end, I picked the Cobra. I think it was a great decision because for what I'm using it for and the looks and just everything, it's so different. And I didn't want to get a 5.0 because, you know, everyone had them. It's not so much a comparison between the two, but more about just preference wise. Don't get me wrong, I've always loved the way a Coyote sounds, and at some point I do eventually want to get one. Currently I'm sitting at 45,374 miles, and I put about 10,000 miles over the past year, and I've enjoyed every single mile of it. A lot of people will trip when you add these miles onto these cars. Doesn't matter to me, because if I'm gonna keep it, then the whole reason of keeping the miles low on the car is so that, you know, when you want to sell it, you'll get a lot of money. You know, a lot of people garage queen their Cobras, and you know, I can understand it, but at the same time, like, I like to actually enjoy cars, and you can enjoy driving them. And like, there's someone in my neighborhood has a 550 Celine 5.0, and I see it every time sitting in his garage. Like, I never see him drive it, which sucks, because these cars are meant to be driven, and when I see them not being driven, that kind of pisses me off. It is his car, but at the same time, like, why did you buy the car for, you know? So you can enjoy it, I thought. But back on the topic of me driving this car every day to high school, I don't mind it. It's cool. You know, over time you definitely get used to it, driving a Cobra every day. And then the only reason why I'd maybe want to have another car is so that every time you drive it, you know, it feels kind of special. That's something, like, after you drive a car every day for a long time, you just get used to it, kind of. So I think it'd be sick to have, like, another car I could drive. And when I get in that car, I'm like, yeah, I can take a little break from the Cobra. And then when you get into the Cobra, you know, you feel all refreshed, and it's actually fun to drive again. Like, look forward to it. That's something that I wish I could have done differently, is potentially get another car, which I still can. And it's not a super big deal to me. driving the Cobra to school every day. It's not the worst and it's not the best. I think that, I mean, it is from 2003, and you know, it does show its age, and that's perfectly cool with me. I think the Cobras are like a car that like ages well, like wine almost. And I don't think they'll ever become like ugly looking, because like all the new cars have come out, yeah, those look cool, and then after a while, you know, they start to look a little dated. But for some reason, the Cobras just seem like they always have that spice in them, that just, they always still will look good for some reason. Abraham's Mach 1 gets a lot of compliments. The Fox body gets a lot of compliments. So I think it's just different taste on a lot of people. You know, at some point, like I've talked about, is I'd love to get another car, something a little newer than a 2003. And primarily what I'd be looking at is getting a 5.0, because I'll be honest, like, it was either between the 5.0 and a Cobra is what I was debating on at the time. And, you know, the whole reason why I got the Cobra was, one, because it was such low miles, 34,000 miles, you can't beat that. For the price, it was really good. I couldn't find like a 13, 14 5.0 for 20 grand with 34,000 miles. It was usually like between maybe 22 to 30 grand at least. And the Cobra was almost like a steal, and it was also in my city at the time. So what we did was we checked it out, and then I just fell in love from that day forward. Because actually 6 months prior to looking at that car, I'll put some pictures on the screen, I'll talk more about it after school, we had looked at a Cobra that was in actually a different city that was nearby. And I was devastated because I was talking to my buddy at the time, and he ended up buying it, and you know, he already had a car, so that kind of sucked. And I knew I couldn't really do anything about it because I wasn't working or anything at the time, so it was whatever. But it just kind of motivated me even more to get the Cobra. So I'm about to enter school right now, but I'll catch you guys after school, and well, we'll see if we get any reaction. But yeah, I'll catch you guys after school.